You're listening to
The Audacity.
Welcome back to The Audacity, episode 3, baby.
Hi, I'm comedian Amanda Gale.
And I'm comedian Karen Margolis.
Comedian, not comedian.
Comedian. And we are two girls reacting to the internet.
And we have a lot to react to this week.
We have a lot to react to, but before we get into it, don't forget to like us, review us, subscribe on iTunes and everywhere else you listen to podcasts. And also don't forget to check out our YouTube. It's youtube.com/@audacitycomedy. We put bonus content on there. Every time we do a show, we do a bonus after the show, post-show after party. So make sure that you check us out and subscribe.
Yep. And leave us 5 stars. And if you do, you can write "Women Aren't Funny" as much as you want. That's
whatever you want. It could be a 5-star review and like a 0-star comment.
Exactly. Say "Women Aren't Funny." Say, this podcast needs to die with plague.
Be you and be creative.
But give us 5 stars.
But
Thank
5 stars, yeah, helps us so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, we're going to get right into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so our first clip, we like to start it out a little light and a little fun. All right, so this clip, this is a serious question. Should you marry your cousin?
Okay.
Okay?
I'll think about it.
Let's watch.
So basically, my mum is so fine with me marrying my cousin. I swear to you, she would absolutely love it. And it blows my mind because a cousin is literally a brother. I honestly can't see myself do it. And the people that do it absolutely go for it. I've got so many cousins that are married to their cousins and they're happily married. But for me, it just really does not feel right. Like my auntie is literally married to her auntie's son. It's just a bit too much. Why is she fine with it? It's because I'm going to a safe place. I'm marrying a safe person. My mum knows this person and she's been knowing them for a very long time and she knows what this guy is like. So basically her whole mindset is that she's protecting me and she's marrying me to a very good husband. I really do not hope I end up marrying my cousin. Like, I just don't want this for my life.
What a fucking princess.
Yeah, but she could also say no. She's like, I hope that doesn't happen. It's like, just say you don't want to do it.
Or just do it.
Okay. Would you marry your cousin?
1,000,000%.
Okay. I know you have a hot cousin.
I have a hot cousin that I discovered by mistake.
How did you discover that by mistake?
Yeah, so it was really traumatizing. So I met this guy through like a friend when I was in college, and he was super hot. He was like the hottest person that I've like hung out with in person. No disrespect to like any current or past boyfriends. He was just like a smoke show. Yeah. So anyway, we hang out a couple times and I was like a scared virgin. I think I was like 19 and hadn't even like, I had not even like seen a dick in my life. And
those were the days.
Those are the good days, the sweet, innocent days. I was such a lamb. So then I go out with this guy. We had like actually so much chemistry. And so he was like pre-med.
Oh my God, my heart's breaking for you. My Jewish heart's breaking for you.
It hurts my heart to even tell you. So then we went out like a couple times. We never like touched because I was so scared. Yeah. It actually was like an arranged like marriage. Like we didn't touch because we weren't married. And I was super scared. He was like, come back to my dorm. And I was like, I have class in the morning. And he was like, what? So anyway, long story short, unrelated to this hang, okay? My dad picks me up from like the train station once, and he was like, you should look up these people who are in college in New York. They're your cousins, like distant cousins. And you know, maybe you guys can be friends. And I was like, first of all, I don't have cousins. Like I didn't grow up with these people. So I go, well, what are their names, right? Because if you're a Jew in New York and you're in college, you know every other Jew in college in New York. It's like
Jewish geography.
And they have all these events. They want you to get married and make babies. So I go, what is this guy's name? And he gives me the name of his sister, who, red flag, he had brought on our first date.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Willing to overlook it because it's all in the family. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I kind of am dating her brother. Oh my God. And my dad was like, what? And I go, yeah, we were like kind of set up and we went on these random dates and like I really like him. Like I really like him. I had called my sister and been like, I'm going to marry him. Like that level of virgin obsession. And my dad goes, well, you have to stop that immediately. And I was like, why? Like, what kind of like, it's not a first cousin. It wasn't even a second. It was a third cousin.
Oh, you could do that. That's
once removed. That's what everybody says.
Yeah, it's like 3% DNA you guys share.
Yeah, but he wasn't. First of all, he wasn't into it.
Oh, he's like, I don't want to see you at a family reunion and break up with you, you know?
Well, because he was crushing ass. Like, he was a good-looking, tall Jew. Like,
Oh,
he
no.
didn't need a
Those
cousin.
get snatch up.
And my dad was like, you have to stop. And I was like, why? And he goes, because there's too much gastrointestinal disease in our family.
Yeah.
So,
well, I will say, I was going to say this, that if you marry a Jewish man, any Ashkenazi Jew that marries another Ashkenazi Jew, you guys are cousins. I heard the most distant two Ashkenazi Jews have is 30th cousins.
really? Okay, he was a Sephardic Jew.
Oh, okay.
He was an Israeli Jew.
But from Eastern Europe at all? No.
There's like always Eastern Europe sprinkled in there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can't just have like a purebred Jew. It like doesn't
Yeah.
happen. But yeah, so then I called him up. I like slept on this information for a while, and then I called him. And I was like, hey, and we were catching up, and I go, hey, I have like, this is crazy. Like, you're not going to believe this.
Wild thing I learned this weekend.
This is just so crazy. I go, we're like kind of related. And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, okay, so like my great aunt or something is your grandmother, I think. And he goes, Phyllis? And I go, yeah. And he goes, I have to go.
That was triggering for him. Phyllis.
He goes, I'm driving. I got to go. I goes, it's not safe for me to talk. I have to go.
Oh my God.
And that was the last time we
That's
spoke.
hilarious. You shouldn't have said Phyllis. You should have just said another family member.
And he would have been like, no.
Oh, I like that one.
Still
Okay.
bang.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that the guy that got away was your blood relative.
He is like a full-on like radiologist now.
Yeah, it's Ashkenazi Jews are all inbred, but we've won 25% of Nobel Peace Prizes, so we are intelligent inbreds, but we have terrible gastrointestinal issues and all have mental illness. So that's
We're not, and they're not hot.
no.
I've never met a Jewish guy that was like hot. Like, where there's hot for a Jew.
Yeah, I've heard that hot for. I've heard guys say that to me. Oh, Jewish girls are hot. I'm like, then why is there no porn category called Jewish girls?
I bet there is.
Yeah, someone's probably found it, but it would be a lot of body hair. So. And so much complaining. They're like, we're not going to do this shoot.
It only gets like 2% of the population hard.
Yeah.
But I was so heartbroken.
I'm
And
sorry.
The way that only a virgin can be. Like, you know how hard you fall in love before you've had physical sex? You just imagine that sex is going to be like a magic land. And then you do have sex for the first time and it's not like that.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
So
If he's hot, I bet he doesn't fuck good.
You're probably right.
I've been let down by guys I'm most attracted to are the worst in bed. So
The worst about hot guys don't learn how to fuck right. Yeah, you're right.
it's because they don't need to.
Right.
And the girl wants to keep him, so she's like, "You're so good, you're so good," and it's like he's not that good.
Are you kidding me? He was a catch.
Yeah.
He's a tall,
I'm talking
hot,
about in bed.
Jewish doctor.
No, in bed.
No, he must have been terrible.
Oh yeah, but like in bed, girls might be like, "Oh, you're so good, just to keep him," not to.
100%. He
You know
must
what I
have
mean?
heard that a million times. But you know what? I wouldn't have known the difference.
Oh, because you're a virgin.
I'd never had sex
like,
before.
wow, this missionary sitting on top of you is so good.
It's one of the biggest regrets of my life that I told him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, are we like related though? Because like we didn't grow up together, right? So how do I?
You're trying to find the loophole. You're like, how well do we like Phyllis?
And then my dad goes, no, we know them. And he produced a picture, like a physical picture of him with this guy and his family, like the whole family. And you know what? He's got siblings. He has a couple brothers.
Yeah.
And they all are like twos.
Wow, he hit the genetic lotto.
He got the only hot genes in his family.
I find that a lot. We have a friend that's very good looking. He does comedy with us. He's on Are You Dating the Same Girl Guy Facebook page. That's the hint.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. A good friend of ours.
He is very good looking. He could model, and I've seen pictures of his family, and they could not model. Maybe like a hand model, if that, but they could not model. But
yeah, our friend, he's hot. No, he's a hottie. Sometimes the genes just go to one person and skip the rest. There's actually not enough genes for a whole family.
Yeah.
To be hot.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Sometimes you see two good-looking people, or like someone's really good-looking, and the kids are like whatever. Like, look at. No offense, I don't want to be mean, but let's be Bruce Willis and Demi Moore.
The classic.
They're good-looking, and oh my God, Ryder Willis is not.
Rumor,
Ryder. See, she's not even. I don't remember her name.
It doesn't even matter because she also has siblings that are not hot.
Okay.
None of them.
How
are.
did that happen?
I don't know.
Let's get a geneticist on top.
I don't know. Two hots don't always equal a hot. Actually, sometimes it downgrades.
Yeah.
I don't know the physics of it.
Right, and I would say, and this is kind of mean, I didn't think Brooke Shields' daughters were that stunning.
They were kind of mid.
Yeah, and you.
Sorry.
That must be so hard if your mom was like a superstar and you're.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
That must suck to be the. They're not bad.
No,
looking.
they're very cute, but it's a high caliber when your mom is Brooke Shields.
Yeah, but you know what? Good for them that they have this like rich, successful, hot mom, and that they didn't like do all the plastic surgery to look like that. Good for that.
Yeah.
Good for them. Maybe if you're like really, really rich, you feel like you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I've heard the 1% does not like Botox. It's very like déclassé.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Well, because Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, I don't want to bring her up. That's a sore subject. But I always wondered. I'm like, all that money you have. Why are you sagging?
Why do you sag? We know people. I would never name names on this podcast, but we know people who like make good money whose faces are hitting the floor.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna like put all of this effort, at least hoist your shit back out. Is that crazy?
No, but I think in those circles that she hung out with like the top tier of America.
I know, but I'm not
1%.
talking about the top tier of America.
But
I'm talking about the bottom tier of America that we're friends with.
Okay, the 99% you're saying that have good paying jobs are not putting money in their face.
Why?
Yeah.
The eternal question.
But I would think Ghislaine would do that. She wanted.
But here's the thing, because she's someone who's fine either way, right?
Right.
Why do you do stuff to your face? It's so that you can get a better,
Right.
richer, more stable, hotter guy.
Yeah, but Jeffrey Epstein never proposed to her, so.
No, but
So she could have fixed her face, maybe. But that's what, I think in her circles, Botox is considered trash.
yeah, but also it's like she's not going to Botox her way to being 14. That's what he liked, you know?
Right. there's no facial, there's no laser that makes you 14.
There's no amount of snail mucin
Yes.
that can possibly get
Yes.
you to Epstein Island
And,
level.
and also she was European. I think Europeans also don't like Botox. They don't like plastic surgery. They like ugliness, a little ugliness. They do, like a little character.
They don't
like
mind
that.
aging.
Yeah.
Yeah, Europeans, I feel like they either do nothing and just age normally, and everybody's like, "That's fine, that's hot," or they go like full crazy, like pinup girl, giant boobs.
Oh
like,
yeah.
totally
Oh,
fucked
you're
up
right.
face,
There's
you
nothing
know?
in between.
There
There's
isn't.
no like healthy. There's healthy plastic surgery.
Is plastic surgery's not unhealthy?
No. If you, I mean, Joan. I mean, there's
Joan Rivers was not healthy.
No, okay, Cat Mom. Remember that? That cat lady that had overly plastic. She had so much plastic surgery.
Well, she was like
She was addicted.
insane. Yeah.
addicted. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If you have money, then rich people self-destruct the fastest
Yeah.
because they can afford it.
Speaking of rich people self-destructing,
Go
we got
on.
our next clip. We got JLo and Ben are having some issues. Could you believe that?
They stay having issues. This is what, you know how when we were picking this clip, we had so many to choose from. All right, go ahead.
Let's go. Play the clip.
Look at them be tense.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
They're in a car. He's waving at her, yelling at her.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Do you know how many comedians have patronized me with that same hand gesture? Whoa.
Oh my god! Do you think they're gonna break up? What do you think? Are they on
Yes.
Splitsville? I would hate to be her
Yeah.
friend that went to all her weddings. It's like, bitch, give me my gifts back. Another wedding?
Just saw a video of her. She performed at her own wedding.
I saw that too. Oh my god, the level of narcissism.
Okay, there's no way that this marriage was not set up for press.
I agree. I think it's
There's
a press
no way.
relationship, yeah.
Ben Affleck, whatever you think of Ben Affleck, he can objectively get any woman he wants, right?
I mean, he has resting, like, homeless face. What is he looks like, I don't know, he just looks like he got kicked out of his house for the 5th time. He's like a divorced dad, right? That's what he looks like.
he is a divorced dad, but
But he has that aesthetic.
he always gives divorced dad. Yeah, but like he can get whatever woman he wants. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say between 25 and 40, that would be his.
Yeah.
You know who he would go for. He's not going to marry a 54-year-old. JLo, she's beautiful, whatever. For a 50-year-old guy to marry a 54-year-old woman, that's press.
Yeah.
That's good PR.
Right, because it's age appropriate.
Yeah. Well, he's not doing that.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Jennifer Garner was age appropriate too, so,
Was she?
I think so. I don't think she was significantly younger, but.
But I'm saying, but now.
Yeah.
So they got together, they broke up, and now they're back together and got married. He looks miserable every single time.
Yeah.
This isn't the only. There's a clip of he that we won't play, but they were just at her movie premiere for a movie called Mother.
Yeah.
And He's like on the red carpet, like bending over in her face to yell at her.
Yeah, I saw, and some experts thought she whispered to him, "Your breath smells like shit." I was reading that. I think he doesn't like the red carpet. I think he wants to stay home with Dunkin' Donuts and
Stop. If he didn't like the red carpet shit, why is he always? Do you remember during the pandemic, he was being photographed constantly?
Yeah.
Eating Dunkin' Donuts, going on walks.
Yeah.
With Anna de Armas.
Yeah.
The Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
He likes it.
But maybe he doesn't like to dress up. Maybe like these events, he doesn't like to dress up. He doesn't like maybe he likes that more, like hanging out on the couch.
Yeah.
And have the press take pictures of him.
I think JLo's high maintenance.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you get to be JLo if you're not high maintenance?
Not high maintenance. I don't think that her relationships are sexual. I think she's like a Mariah Carey type where she has sex as her brand, but that's not who she is.
Interesting. Oh, you think she's bad in bed?
I think she doesn't really do in bed. I don't think she's there like making sure that he's satisfied every night. She's like, I'm JLo.
Yeah.
Like I'm building a brand.
Right. Yeah.
And we're talking about them now.
Well, I mean, that's why people say it might be pressed, because it's like, wow, oh my God, Jen and Ben are back together.
100,000,000%. Because here's the thing, they're so famous, but nobody famous stays important to
They're
people.
a little irrelevant. They're a little irrelevant.
They're super relevant to us, but there's a whole generation of TikTok people who don't give two shits about them at all.
Yeah.
And now everybody's body language analyzing.
I know. What did they say? What did they lip sync?
The lip sync he's about. Do you see the one of them like at the Oscars or Emmys or whatever where he looks miserable? The Ben is miserable memes where she's telling him to look happy. She goes, look happy.
He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be at these fancy events. He wants to be walking down the street. She wants to get dolled up and take the pictures, and he doesn't. He wants to get wasted and have Dunkin' Donuts. That's what he wants.
He's not happy.
He's not happy.
He wants to be balls deep in a 22-year-old. He does not want this. He does not want to be adjusting her ball gown or whatever.
Yeah,
that's not
right.
He didn't get into the. No man gets into acting so that they can marry someone in their 50s.
Well, I mean, she's also, like you say, showy and I mean, I think she's gorgeous. I mean, she's not a typical 50-something-year-old.
No, of course not. She's a rich, famous 50-year-old.
Yeah, I think every man that dates her loves her, like falls in love with her.
Do you think?
Yes, I think P. Diddy, that's the love of his life. I loved her with Mark Anthony. I thought they were great.
I think everything's fake.
Yeah,
I think all those relationships are fake.
I think it's two things. I think it's set up by the press. Oh, the publicist,
Yeah.
but they like each other.
Well, they have to tolerate each other for sure.
Well, I mean, if we've been married for 10 years and have two babies, and you don't like each other.
Well, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. So somebody went back and clipped all of these Jennifer Garner interviews where she's like obsessed with him, where she's like staring at him.
I know.
Like she loved him so much.
You know what? And people debate this, whether this is okay or not. He went on an interview. I think it was Howard Stern. He said, I wasn't in the right relationship. I wasn't in love with her. And that's why I drank excessively.
That's what he said about Jennifer Garner?
He said that's why it ended. And I've talked to a girl. She goes, why does that mean? That's honest. You got to take the fact that people aren't all going to be in love with you. I'm like, she dedicated her life to him.
She had his babies.
Yeah. And you could tell she's in love with him. And she took care of it. He had a drinking problem. And she stuck with him in the drinking problem.
He was going to drink no matter what. Yes. He was going, oh, I'm miserable. My wife if it's not your wife making you miserable, being single is making you miserable. Having to deal with your kids is making you miserable. Whatever's happening with your career is making you miserable. He wants to drink. He loves it.
He's an alcoholic.
And he's a gambler.
Yeah. I think she could do better. I think he looks so gross. Look like he was in the shower, no?
I honestly, I feel that they could both do better. Do any of them seem happy to you?
I think JLo seems very happy. I think JLo's in her prime.
You're right. She seems very happy because there's so many TikToks about her right now.
No, but I mean, in her 50s to still be doing the Super Bowl and to still be the star of a movie. I mean, that's amazing. And
it's incredible. The longevity.
And I think she looks gorgeous. I mean, she's beautiful.
She does, but I would put money. How do you even check something like this to win a bet? I would put money that she doesn't put out.
Well, she had 2 kids, so she had to put out 2 times.
And she's in her 50s.
Yeah.
Her putting out days, that's not how she's going to get a man at this point.
Yeah.
You think Mariah Carey puts out? She does. She goes, it's the brand. Mm-hmm. You're marrying the brand.
Yeah.
You expect sex on top of it?
Yeah.
Stop.
About her, it was great. Nope. About preparing for the halftime. She's so, it goes without saying, she's so freaking ambitious.
She's like a Beyonce.
Yeah, you don't get to that level being like lazy, even a little bit.
No. It's like no detail up to chance.
And you know what? This is a funny fact. You know she hates Virgos.
Specifically?
So she had this dance audition with a bunch of dancers, and she goes at the end, and these dance auditions last hours. Okay. And she said to everyone, she's like, who's a Virgo here? And they raised her hand. She goes, thank you very much for coming out. We're going to let you go.
No. Is there some sort of law?
Like race, it's like sky racism.
It is sky racism. They should have that can't be legal. What if you're going to rent a house and they're like, oh, your application's perfect and your credit score is like 857, but you're a Sagittarius and we just like don't.
Yeah,
we don't lease to you.
Yeah, we just heard bad things. My ex was a Sagittarius. It's not gonna. I know you're not gonna pay me rent because he never paid me rent.
Can you sue?
You must. Yeah, they don't have any laws about astrological.
That's a hate crime.
That is a hate crime. So, anyway.
Well, to be fair, when we started dating, my boyfriend told me, we were joking. He's not like an astrology person, but because he's a grown man.
Yeah.
But
and he's not a white guy.
He is white, but he's an adult male. Okay. And he was like, yeah. He goes, I'm not an astrology person. I just like really hate Geminis. I go, I have to tell you something. Seriously, though, before we take this any further, I'm a Gemini.
He didn't know you were a Gemini. He said that?
Yeah, you didn't know I was Gemini. And he goes, well, what's your birthday? And I said May 31st, which, by the way, is upcoming. If you want to subscribe and rate our show.
Yeah, say happy birthday.
If you want to give me a birthday 5 stars, it'd be amazing. But he goes, oh, I just don't like the June ones.
That is the funniest thing. I don't like the June ones.
He goes, the June Geminis are so toxic. He goes, not you. You're perfect. He goes, May Geminis. He goes, now come to think of it, I know May Geminis. They're great. They're some of my best friends.
Specifically, May 31st Geminis are the best. I love May 31st Geminis.
I was like, that's such a good save. Yeah. He's a Leo, so he doesn't have those problems because they're all good.
Well, Leos are very confident. And they're leaders, and they're
like gentle giants.
Which
is what he is.
Yeah, exactly. But they're like the alpha, like
he is.
lion.
He is an alpha lion.
Right.
Yeah, which I really like about him.
Right.
Yeah, I like that he's an alpha lion. He hated what I was.
Is it start with did it go downhill from the Gemini comment? Or?
No, he didn't have. No. It was uphill because then he was like, oh no, you're like a good, It's like it's like when you're racist against a specific race for a reason, but then you meet someone who's not like that, and you're like, not you.
Yeah, well, my best friend's a Gemini. I don't hate Geminis.
No, but yeah, he goes, this just isn't going to work out if you're a Gemini. That's my only thing with astrology.
All right, well, that's weird.
Anyway.
Okay, so did you friend zone him by any chance after that?
No, I dated him seriously, and I still am.
Okay, well, speaking of friend zone.
Oh my God. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this doesn't need that much explaining. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to hear this guy's advice about friend zone. Guys, you really don't understand the friend zone. All right, play the clip.
There are 3 really dumb reasons why women are friend zoning you.
First,
I have to say, let's not play victim. This is all on you, and here's what you're doing wrong when you're getting friend zoned. Pretty much the number 1 reason, you are setting up the context that this is a friendship. And that's why you're in the friend zone, because you're acting like a friend, you're not making a move. So of course, she has no other reason to be attracted to you, therefore puts you in the friend zone. If you're never trying to ask her on a date and you're just doing friendly type things, then you're gonna be in the friend zone. Number 2, most guys end up in the friend zone just because they are scared of rejection. They don't wanna get rejected by the girl. I don't blame you, nobody wants to get rejected. So instead, they enter the backdoor route of doing friendship. So they think that if they spend enough time with them, if they be their friend, then the girl's gonna start to like them. Which leads me to number 3. You believe that the more time you spend with the girl and the more time that you guys are connecting, then eventually one day, like it's this Hollywood movie, she's gonna realize how amazing you are and fall in love with you. But this is the exact opposite, which is, I know, very counterintuitive. Instead, what happens is she puts you deeper and deeper into the friend zone. She never wants to lose you as a friend. She never even thinks about being romantic with you because all she thinks about you as a friend, and she never wants to lose that and turn it into something more. Avoid these 3 dumb things and you will never be in the friend zone again.
This is what a 7 would say. The men, this is not, can I just say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say one thing, Amanda.
Yeah, I want you.
Men don't understand why they end up in the friend zone, and it's because she doesn't want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
It's not because you acted, not because you didn't ask her out the right way. It's not because you showed too much interest at the wrong time. It's because she doesn't think you're hot, she doesn't think you make enough money, and she didn't want to have sex with you. That's it.
And you're not charming. Guys, if they're charming, they could not have the money, not have the good looks. Do you agree?
Okay, yeah, I've dated them.
Yeah, no, I feel like I fall in love with ugly guys with charm. I get fucked over by ugly guys with charm more than any guy. I've dated very good looking guys. I've had
You
boyfriends.
have.
I have very good looking boyfriends.
Yes.
The ugly guys have broke my heart. None of them broke my heart. None of my boyfriends broke my heart. The ugly ones did.
I had a hottie break my heart. I had a cousin break my heart. And I had a couple uggos break my heart. Yeah, it's true. And I had a cut and I had a mid. I can't throw everybody under the
But
bus.
it's the worst because you assume, oh, he's going to be obsessed with me.
But it's this advice to men that kills
It
me.
kills you.
Here's what you could get any girl, except you're asking her out wrong. You're saying, would you kind of sort of like to go to a movie instead of, bitch, we're going to a movie on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
No, it's either there or it's not at the end of the day. It's either there or it's not.
This lie that men tell other men that are like the dating coaches, you could get any girl. I just watch my
5
program.
steps, yeah.
You can never get any girl.
Right, yeah.
You can get the girls. You cannot fuck up the girls that might want you in the first place, right? So there's going to be a subset of the population that wants you, and so your job is to not fuck that up.
Right.
You're not going to get every girl.
No.
And you're not being friend zoned because you. What did he say? We're the free dumb reason because you act.
You're
too
not
friendly.
confident enough. No, don't be too confident, you know?
How many guys do we know who are attractive, charming, confident, funny, like good comedians that we don't want to fuck?
Not many, but who? Maybe one or two. I'm trying to think who's charming. I like charm. If a guy's charming, if you make me laugh and you're cute and you give me attention and tell me I'm pretty, I'll probably.
But how many people have you and I specifically as a team? Friend zoned.
Friends, yes.
So many guys.
I will say this: if a guy is good looking, I friend zoned him because he doesn't have.
How many guys? Okay, if you're a friend of ours, and you're a guy, guaranteed that we have called you our brother. I promise we've brother zoned you. So hard.
Oh yeah, we have ranks. We brother zone or we son zone. If you
if we feel maternal.
If you feel maternal, we're taking care of you and give you advice for at least 2 hours.
We've stepbrother zoned.
Yes,
that means we might still have sex later.
Right, exactly. You know, if the laundry machine's not working or you drop something on the floor, we'll let you slip it in. But,
yeah, because like not the same parents, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
But yeah, we've brother zoned so many people, and what's the reason?
Because it's just not there. You don't want to fuck them. I can't.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just not there.
And is there anything that they could have done different besides not be like raging alcoholics and?
I think men can have a charm, and I can't even put my finger on what the charm is. That I would be like, oh, he's kind of cute.
You know what? A guy who I don't friend zone is a guy who I think is better than me.
Okay, so a guy you think is better than you, you don't friend zone.
I date them.
You date them.
Yep.
So you like successful men. I
like
mean, look
successful
at your dating history.
I like successful men, and I like a guy who I feel like I can like look up to.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Because that's not a brother. That's not a know.
No, that's you respect. I've heard that women have to respect you.
And it's not that I don't respect my friends. It's just not enough to have it's not sexual respect.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes aren't you sometimes like, oh, I wish I was attracted to you. I'd be married. You'd be such a good guy, you know.
I guess sometimes I'm like, I wish you were like, I wish you were a more. I like successful men. Yeah, I do. You know what? I find success to be alpha.
Right.
That I really like that. Mm-hmm. So. You know, if someone's friend zoning you or whatever, it's because she thinks that you're an option you're not a challenging option.
Right.
You're a safe option.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You know what's the equivalent of friend zone? I was thinking about this.
Shout out to our friend
Hi,
Oscar.
You know what's the equivalent of a friend zone for guys? The equivalent of a friend zone for guys is a girl that has a friends with benefit with guys. Okay, so friend zone.
Say that again.
So the male friend zone is equivalent to women who are booty calls for men. So it's like, you know how like dating advice is like how to get out of the friend zone. For girls, it's how to not be a booty call.
How to get out of the booty zone.
Right, exactly. Like that's the difference. Men will fuck you and not like you.
That's true.
You know, and girls will like you and not fuck you.
Okay, and that's such a good point. And can we dispel the myth of the pity fuck?
Yes.
Guys somehow think that they can go 2 routes, either being successful and charming and doing the work of being like a high quality man, or they can be so pathetic
and like
that someone has to fuck them.
Like sympathy, yeah.
There's no such thing as a sympathy fuck. There's only a low self-esteem fuck.
Right.
If a girl's fucking a man that she finds pathetic, it's because she wanted the validation of having sex
Right.
with someone
Yeah,
that night.
yeah.
She doesn't feel sorry for you. She just wants the validation for herself. She feels sorry for herself.
Right.
Really.
You probably told her she was pretty for a sec, and she's like, okay, that's all I need.
Okay, I just like wanted to hear that tonight.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all that takes.
Well, have you ever been with like a group of guys and like some of them are hot and then some of them are not? And they're like, but what about my friend? And you're like, but you're pointing me to the loser friend.
Yeah.
So why would you do that? And they go, oh, can't you just break them off something? You go,
What?
am I running a nonprofit?
I know.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, and guys just think that women are like down to fuck more than we are, right? Like if I say a guy's attractive, they're like, "Oh, you must want to fuck them." No.
You're projecting.
No.
Baby doll. No, because that's how men think.
Yeah, if I'm having sex with you, it's because I like you.
Yes.
There's just there's X factors that I'm like, oh, this guy's cute, you know.
Yep, 100%. I like tall. I like, and I'm sorry to the short kings. It's like you try, but you know the vagina wants what it wants.
Right.
I like tall, very masculine, and I like them to be successful in whatever they're doing. It could be anything. It could be like the best garbage collector in New York City. Like
really the manager of the sanitation department.
It's actually a really big deal.
Yeah, that actually is. They actually get paid a lot, garbage men. Do you know that they get paid a lot?
Yeah, and like the top guy is like a really important person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, of course.
And the benefits are, you know.
I'm not shallow. You can be ugly, successful, and tall. And I might not friend zone you.
And see, for me, it's like charm. I just love tall and charming. Like, I don't know.
You have
I
a
keep
type.
I keep saying that, but then I end up dating guys that are hot and like kind of a charm. I don't know, whatever.
Well,
Anyway.
here I'll just say one more thing. Okay,
Okay.
to get out of the friend, this is the only thing that works to get out of the friend zone is you have to disappear completely out of her life.
Yes, I was thinking that.
There's no long game. Okay, there's no long game. You can't chip away at a girl because that you're digging yourself deeper into the friend hole. You have to go away completely, make yourself over, do push-ups, get hot, get a good job. Not care about
Ignore her. She'll love it.
And then you pop back up out of nowhere like a year later.
Yeah, that is brilliant, Karen. I'm thinking about it. It works because it's like you have to reel them in and reel them back out. Pay attention to her, you know, whatever, and then pull back. And she'll be like, "Wait, what happened? I thought you thought I was like the hottest girl." And it'll work.
It's not a confidence. It is a confidence issue, but you're not gonna. When she has an impression of your confidence, you're not gonna change it by being around her all the time.
Yeah. Absence will make the heart grow fonder and make her wonder why you're not calling her and telling her she's gorgeous anymore.
Absence makes you forget about people 100%.
Yeah.
Until they come back and they're hot.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen someone roll back through your life and you go, "What happened to you?"
It's happened to me where I'll have guys that like pay a lot of attention to me and like really want to like go on a date with me, and then I'm like, okay, I'm like, no, and then they just, if I see them, they don't really talk to me. They just like ghost me, and I'm like, oh, actually, he's kind of cute.
You're like obsessed.
I didn't notice. I mean, he's not that ugly, you know.
I'll give it to guys though. I get why women confuse you because we really giving you attention, even giving you sexual attention, does not mean we want to have sex with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've swapped nudes with someone that I had would never wanted to have sex with, but he was like, "Oh, we're making progress."
This is base one.
But really, it was just like doing tarot cards. Like I just wanted to see. He goes, "Let's swap nudes," and I was like, "Okay."
Sometimes I send nudes because I feel like I look hot.
Of course.
I've sent nudes to guys that I'm like, I don't want to fuck him, but I just want him to tell me I look good.
Yeah, I'm never afraid of my phone getting hacked.
Yeah, I know.
And my nudes being released. So, I'm so humiliated. me looking my best all over the internet.
Oh, my Equinox gym isn't paying off.
Oh, all the pictures I took myself and then filtered. Yeah. I would hate for those to get out.
Yeah. What's next? What was the next one?
Yeah, don't hold your breath, guys. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, what would I say? I don't know. Just work on yourself, be confident, and don't. Wait, someone told me this. That's good advice for men and women. Just don't be codependent on people liking you or not. That goes for the friend zone girls and the guys that just use you as a booty call.
Yep. Well, if a guy uses you as a booty call, you have to listen. Then that's on you.
Right.
That's on you.
Did you ever read like Mystery? Did you ever watch like Mystery in the Game? And
yes, I was obsessed with them. I wrote a video series for men.
Oh, you did about?
Yeah, I never made it for men. How to pick up women?
Yeah,
because there's no women doing it. It's all men telling men this like weird advice. You're not saying the words right. It's like, can one person give men good advice, please?
Yeah. Well, the big thing negging. That's what struck with me is the negging. Do you think that works? Has negging worked on you?
here's the thing. Negging hurts my feelings. So kind of yeah, that does turn me on. But also it's sort of mean. So the guy, listen, negging can make someone kind of intrigued.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now in my life where I want someone to be like a good boyfriend and partner.
Right.
And my husband is not going to neg me.
Right. It's you don't want to come off as desperate. So the purpose of negging is to show I don't need you. I could put you down, or it's to put you down so you
need their validation.
Right. Or they say to do it to the hot girl because the hot girl's not used to. That's what it was. The hot girl's not used to being spoken to like that. So she is like, who's this guy?
They gave it the wrong name because now we all know about negging and it sounds really mean.
Yeah.
And most guys get it wrong.
Yeah.
What it really is ball busting because hot girls don't get their balls busted. Right. Nobody goes up to them. Negging is supposed to be like funny and she's in on the joke.
Right.
You know, it's not if you're making somebody feel bad, guess what? Her pussy's drying up.
Yeah. And she'll probably just think you're trying too hard now that we know what negging is, you know?
We all watched that show.
I know. I did think it was interesting. Another thing they had was if you see a hot group of girls, you go for the ugliest. We talked about this last week. You go for the ugliest girl and you talk to her and because it shows the pack like, oh, this guy's safe.
She's called the grenade.
Oh my god.
You have to fall in the grenade and make her like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the girls will all swarm protectively around the grenade.
Right.
So if you get her to like you, then the hot girls think that you're a good guy.
Right. And
you're not shallow.
And the hot girls go, why isn't he paying attention to me?
Right.
Is she the draw?
It's a classic. And listen, does it work?
I think that kind of works. And then the other thing was like looking at somebody, like if you're talking to a hot girl, look away. Like
I am already wet.
Like talk to her and then like look over her shoulder to make it seem like you're not that impressed.
You know what though? So much of Game was written for picking up girls in their 20s.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Okay, maybe that works on a girl who's insecure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, look away. And she'll be like, is something more interesting than my breasts?
Yeah.
How can that be real?
Right.
But like if you're talking to a girl in her 30s or who has like any self-esteem and you do that, she'll be like, oh, am I boring you? See ya. Goodbye.
I think the takeaway for this is just don't be desperate. Don't be codependent on people's feelings towards you, and you'll come off as confident.
You'll come off as confident. Also, be hot and have a good job.
Yeah. How about that also?
Try doing a sit-up and making money. It literally makes girls come immediately.
Oh God, what's the next one?
What is the next one?
We can edit this out. What's the next one?
We don't have to. It's charming when we don't know what's going on.
I just have my notes of what I wanted to talk about. Oh my God, the last one.
Oh, wait. Okay, let's keep this. Okay. So this one gives me PTSD.
Okay.
This is the guy. This video is going around for like a second right now, and it's this guy freaking out at a baby on a plane. So he's freaking out at the baby. It's a grown man. This has got to be a grown man in his 40s plus, indefinite age of adulthood, and he's flipping a shit on a plane to the point where everyone had to deplane.
Oh, jeez.
All right, we'll roll the clip.
Play this.
40 minutes. Lower that, and you can't figure about things like that.
A man on a flight didn't like a baby crying for several minutes straight.
We are in a tin can with a baby in a goddamn echo chamber, and you want to talk to me about being okay? Okay, because you're young. So is the baby. Did that mother any accident? Okay. No. You would shut up.
Other passengers tried to intervene and calm the situation.
Look at his
but
wife.
The man continued his tirade for several minutes.
Can you lower that voice? No. I don't give a. You were sitting there and watching that baby cry. It had nothing to do with that.
It is unclear if the man faced consequences from the police or airline over his outburst.
Fuck babies.
Yeah. Wow, the baby had it coming. I mean, the baby deserved it.
Was it not 100% the baby's fault?
Yeah, stop crying. Why do you gotta cry?
Can you act right?
I know. Get it together, baby. Come on.
Get the fuck together.
Baby deers come out of their mothers and they can walk and they could be functioning deer. You got to get it together.
And I don't hear them screaming.
Yes.
Have you ever heard a baby rabbit scream?
No.
On a flight for 3 hours?
No.
I haven't.
No.
Because they're good.
Babies have no contribution in this world. They just have nothing. They just cause stress for everybody. The mom her body's done. She doesn't sleep.
They've ruined everything for everybody.
Yes.
And they give nothing back.
They just start like volunteering. Like the babies should volunteer.
Would community service kill you? Is there anything you can do right?
Yeah, you just suck on tits and that's it, and cry and complain and have a dirty diaper. It's like, get it together, dude.
Get your shit together for 2 seconds.
Literally.
Babies on a plane is one of the worst things. And yes, listen,
It's worse than snakes on a plane.
I would take a snake any day. Give me a snake over a baby. I would love a snake. It's a quiet, deadly snake.
Yeah.
Whatever. I know what I'm getting into. I was just on a flight. I'm sorry to make everything about me.
No, it's go ahead. We like the story. I have no stories.
You already know the story. Because I texted you crying.
Yeah.
And I was just on a flight yesterday from Florida back to Newark, and the entire time this baby, she wasn't a baby. Okay, here's another thing. She was like 2.5 or something. A child who, by the way, they're not good people.
Terrible. That's worse. I mean, infant is bad, but a 2-year-old, forget it.
With both her parents on the flight and multiple siblings who were not screaming, this kid screamed, Amanda, not cried or made noise or was loud, screamed at the top of her lungs like she was being murdered.
Oh my God.
Screamed for
so dramatic.
First of all, the drama.
I know, dramatic.
What could possibly be wrong in your life?
Yeah.
Like, I have real problems.
Yeah.
And I don't scream on flights.
Try to pay rent every month, baby, and then see you cry.
Pay one bill.
Yeah.
And then cry like that.
Yeah.
I'll understand. And the parents are like, you're being silly. You're being silly. And then so planes like put me to sleep immediately, like the vibration.
Yeah, me too. I love it. I like the humming.
I fall asleep like in a second, but it was infiltrating my dreams. Like in my dreams, there was screaming and there was chaos. And then, when the plane is landing, it's actually like reducing its speed, and technically, not to be a physicist, it's falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
The plane is
Literally.
falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
And landing. So it's very, very scary. And it was going, boop, 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 boop. And so I was getting vertigo in my dream. I was falling. It was nightmarish. And I was already burnt out from a weekend of doing shows all weekend, not sleeping, drinking. Yeah. And we landed, and I started crying.
With the baby. Together, you and the baby are crying hysterically in the infantile position.
But I had landed.
Oh.
The difference is I wasn't 200 other people's problem.
Yeah,
I was just my boyfriend's problem.
You became the infant. And that's the story comes full circle. You became the infant in that situation.
How life comes full circle. And I started crying because, Amanda, I don't know if it's like do or die time, to be honest with you. Like, you have to start in adulthood as a woman, like making decisions.
I know. We have a time clock. The time clock.
Like, is this what I want to do? And I started crying because I don't know.
I know.
If I can do something like that. I don't know if I can. And this kid was like...
Did it make it happen? Did it make it easier to make a decision?
This kid was a criminal.
Yeah.
This kid was so bad as a person.
Volunteer, baby. Come on.
Come on. Anything.
Come on. There's children that can't eat. Why don't you give up a tit for them?
It was embarrassing for this kid.
Edit that out. That was such a bad joke.
Keep it. Don't edit anything out. Don't edit anything out. But yeah, this kid was so traumatized me so much. So I was like, I don't know. Amanda, I think I hate children.
See, that's the thing about having babies. There's no going back. Like, I want to see like a trailer of what my life would look. Can I have like a free trailer of like, this is going to be your life, Amanda, when you have kids, and I get like subscribe or not subscribe,
I'm really scared.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm really scared because having a small kid, your life is over. That's your life. And by the way, the
priorities are different.
Those parents are felons who let that kid scream like that. Like, I not to be like a total bitch, but that is 95% the child's fault, and like also 95%
especially when they're 2. I think infants, like, you can't shake an infant; they'll die. But a 2-year-old, you could like shake him and like be like, stop crying.
I would never listen. I would, as a kid, I have never screamed like that.
Yeah. Well, I was on a plane, very similar situation. This kid was in the aisle, kicking and screaming, going, I want to go home. And the flight attendant's like, you got to put him in the seat because we have to go. We were late for the flight. And she's like, let him. And the mom's like, let him finish it. Let him cry it out. She's like, we have to go. We're going to be late. And because the flight was late, the mom goes, I waited for you for 5 minutes. You can wait for my child to have his tantrum go down.
Why would we?
I was like, dude, get your child out of the aisle and put him in that's what was keeping the plane. She wouldn't take the kid from the aisle to the seat, dude.
Control your fucking kid,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
There was was a dog that was like a large poodle that was also on the flight, sitting literally next to us. The most well-behaved creature on the entire flight.
That's a contribution to society. Poodles, you know.
And the dog, genuinely, I could see the dog was like fidgeting a little bit and like wanted to go, you know, but stayed put, silent the entire trip. This kid literally, and the parents are passing the kid back and she goes, I want mommy. Starts screaming. She gives her her mommy. Mommy's like, you're so silly. You're a silly puss. And then she goes, yeah, I want daddy. And then she goes to her dad and she goes, you're not mommy. And I go, I'm gonna.
And there's no conversation, like we don't scream like that.
I was so scared of my parent. Why isn't this child afraid?
Yeah.
Why isn't this child afraid of their parents?
I know.
Hurting it.
You know what? Sometimes kids do better when they have a little bit emotionally abusive parents.
You have to abuse your kid enough that they don't scream on a plane.
Yeah.
That's your job as a parent.
Yeah.
You have to be that level
Stern.
of abusive.
You have to be, abusive, I guess, was a strong word, but stern. You have to let them know, like, this is not okay behavior. Like, you know.
You don't think a little, listen, I'm not saying that I had an abusive childhood. I'm just saying that I had the right amount of abuse to not freak out in public.
There was structure. There was rules. It wasn't like, oh, just run around the restaurant, you know.
It wasn't just rules. I was scared shitless of my mom.
Yeah, I was scared of your mom.
She terrified me.
Just Israeli women. I mean, she terrifies me. Any Israeli woman terrifies me.
She's a military hard-ass bitch. I was scared for my life. Yeah, I mean, that's, mommy, I'm sorry, but she's like way nicer now.
Well, a lot of our greatest musicians in history came from abusive families. So, you know, we wouldn't get Michael Jackson if it wasn't for Joe Jackson, just saying. You know?
That's right. She made me great,
yeah,
actually.
You were great. I mean, you're like the Michael Jackson of this podcast. So.
Wow. Is it because I scream and my nose is too pointy?
Because you like plastic surgery. That's why.
I love plastic surgery.
Yeah, I know. Tina Turner, you know, Ike Turner, if he didn't slap her around a little bit, she wouldn't be Tina Turner.
No, he really slapped some success into her.
Yeah. Oh God, should we edit this out?
No,
I'm going to ask my.
We're not editing.
I'm not for abuse, domestic abuse. It's
no
just a joke.
It's
a bit. Okay.
Listen, this is
a bit.
It's Audacity. YouTube.com/Audacity.
We have the audacity to say bad things.
Yeah, we don't edit them out. That's why we have we're audacious.
Right.
To not edit.
Yeah, you have to tell your kids he's a piece of shit, and then they'll try to win your love by.
Amanda, I have like 4 eggs left. And I don't know if any of them are going to turn into a baby.
Well, one of them will.
Will it?
How do you know you have 4 eggs left? You didn't even go to the doctor.
No, I haven't.
I know. I'm going to go to a fertility specialist. You know, and we were talking about this. I just got my life together last year.
Me too.
I am really happy where I am in life. I'm happy with everything.
Yep.
And now it's baby time. And it's like, oh no, can I have this like 10 more? Give me 10 more years.
Can I have 10 years of being happy?
Yeah. And just be.
Before I have to ruin it with a small child.
Yeah.
And you know what, Amanda? This is what's paining me is like the relationship I'm in. He has a kid who's a great kid.
Yeah.
And I could could I be happy being in that family? Like 100% I could. But would I be unhappy if I didn't have a kid? I literally don't know. And I don't want to answer that question.
That's the thing. We all need trailers. Like God should give us a trailer of what our life's going to be like, and we'll click subscribe if we want it or not.
Can I have what? Listen, you get a free trial to like every website.
I know. Kids are the most irreversible decision, unless you're Casey Anthony, and she reversed that, but it's like the most irreversible decision.
I know. And I don't look, if I got pregnant at this point in my life, I would keep it. Because I don't believe in abortion.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I think, listen, and I'm pro-choice. Don't come at me. I'm pro-choice, but I'm anti-abortion. That's true.
Right.
It is murder.
Yeah.
It is the murder of a human life. So I think people should have the option. I don't think they should do it.
That's because you're a feminist and you believe it's about choice.
And I choose to believe that you're murdering someone.
But you don't put that belief on someone else.
No, do whatever you want. It's your body.
Yeah.
Your body, your choice. But also, that's kind of that you're a murderer.
Yeah.
Fine. Listen, fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have to decide. We have to decide.
I know.
And that's not fair. Because do I want what that plane did to me?
That was your trailer.
No.
That was your trailer.
No.
That was a trailer of your life. And
I said to my boy, I was in tears, and he was like, first of all, like, relax. I know, but he goes
triggering. Yeah.
He was like, you're not wrong. He was like, the first few years of a child's life are a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because your career is like basically over.
Yeah.
This podcast is just taking off.
I know. We'll both get pregnant. Both get pregnant like the 5th episode.
And then we just like quit comedy.
And we have like 2 pregnant ladies with big tits and we're like, oh, we're lactating.
You know what though? No one's done that special yet. with 2 pregnant ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pregnant special's been done to death at this
And
point.
we're back. 2 comedians that are pregnant.
Is that what people want? Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to have some sperm donated in our uterus. Let us know.
If that's the thing. I want like I don't need like fancy birthday presents anymore. Like I don't need any of that. You don't need to buy me an iPad or take me on vacation. I want a ring and I want a sperm.
Yes. Is that so hard to ask? A ring and sperm? Come on.
Those are 2 things that are commonly available.
Right. It would be really funny if we were both pregnant on this podcast and we're just like eating ice cream. We're like, we're so hungry. We're both so hungry. We're like, when's this podcast over?
We're just dipping a pickle in ice cream. Nothing to see here.
And we're like both in pain.
Yeah, that would be hot to these subscribers. That's what they came here for, right? Or is it? Please let us know if we should get pregnant for this podcast, and we'll do what you want.
Yeah, we'll do what you want. If you have good sperm, we'll do what you want.
Yeah, and let us know about your viability of sperm.
Yeah, I mean, for Karen, she needs successful sperm, and I need charming sperm. So.
Does your sperm make money, and is it 6'1"?
And is it a really successful comedian?
I love that.
I know.
The vagina wants what it wants.
I know people are like, oh, Karen's so hot. I'm like, do you see her? Do you see who she dates? It's successful. She has a type, successful comics
who are also toxic.
Do you not? Well, no. Your boyfriend now is the best.
No, he has a toxic aesthetic, which I really like, while also being
he looks like he would take you on a date and not call you back, but
he's not like that.
Not like that. Yeah.
I found the one that's like my exes who were mean, but I found the one that's actually just has like the mean aesthetic and is nice.
But that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
You look like a fuckboy, but don't be a fuckboy.
That's what I wanted, and that's what I got.
Oh, you manifested it.
Yeah, I manifested it. He just doesn't want any more kids.
So he's a not fuckboy because
not at all. He's like a keeping in his pants boy.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm just like, all right, well, that conversation's coming up.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah, if you guys have any advice for us, if you've been in our position, like, let us know. Like, is it worth? Like, I don't know. Would you have? If you have kids, would you not? Like, is there anyone like, I wish I didn't have kids? I'm sure there are people.
You know what? We missed the boat on having kids super young. Here's a good move. Have a kid at like 16.
I agree.
Get it over with.
Yeah.
You're in the prime of your life. Your body snapped back like that, and now you can go live the rest of your life, and that kid's on its own.
I know. If you have,
it's so smart.
That's why, like the card. Everyone's like, oh, Kylie Jenner or whatever.
Kylie.
She had a baby at 18. I'm like, dude, she's loaded. It's not the same as an 18-year-old in like Arkansas have a baby. It's like she has help. She can hang out with her friends. It's fine.
And by the time those kids are adults, she's gonna still be a smoke show who can maybe have more kids.
Yeah, and when you're loaded like that, you could just like have kids for fun. You can get divorced for like JLo and Ben. Like when you're rich, right? You just. Oh, you're not making me these narcissists because they're narcissists. They go, you're not making me happy. Divorce. It's nothing to them. It's not expensive.
No, it's not. I would listen. If I were extremely rich, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
You wouldn't be hanging out with me.
I'd be pregnant, and someone else could like take it on planes and stuff. Like that would.
Yeah, you have a private plane.
Yeah. That would solve that problem.
Right.
The problem's not should I have a baby. It's should I have a baby before I'm a billionaire.
Right. The 99%, we have to factor our life into a baby, whereas the rich are like, whatever.
We're the generation. Millennials are the generation that have to decide now whether we're going to make a mistake we'll regret for the rest of our lives. When we just got out of every global disaster.
Yes, that's true.
And we're just doing okay.
Yeah.
And now we all millennial women have to go, well, should I ruin my life for a baby?
Yeah. But maybe it's be the most fulfilling time in your life. Maybe you go, wow, this is actually the happiest I've ever been.
Isn't that just what miserable people with kids say?
Oh, someone I can't take this. This is someone's bit. They go, I don't know who is it. They say, people like they complain about their kids and like, yeah, you should have kids. It's great. It's so, like, oh, he's a brat. It's like, but you should have kids. They're great. It's like
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
but then they turn great.
Eventually they become your friend, I think.
I've dated someone who had an 8-year-old and then a 12-year-old, and they're great. That's a great age, and that's a fun kid to hang out with.
Yeah. Eight's the best age.
Yeah,
but toddlers, no. Teenagers, no.
Take them away from me. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I just answered my question. I don't.
Yeah, let us know. Should we get pregnant or not? And if you're dependent on our future, guys.
Yeah, tell me what to do with my womb.
Was the acne one? Are we doing the acne one?
That's post-show.
Oh, shit. Fuck. I fucked this shit up all the
time. No, you didn't at all. This was our show. And if you guys liked it and want to hang out with us a little bit more, only on YouTube, youtube.com/@audacitycomedy. We do a fun post-show silly clip. This one's about girls with acne and whether or not they have the best pussy.
I like how you whispered that. I was naughty.
Yeah. Like, we don't just say shit the rest of the time. But if you want to hear that, tune into the post show. It's going to be on YouTube only. Everything else is on audio. So don't forget to like us, subscribe to us, hit the bell if you're on YouTube. You know, you have to say that. And give us and rate us. Only 5 stars, but say whatever you want. We're big girls. We can take it.
Yeah.
It has to be 5 stars.
Yeah, it has to be 5. Yeah, roast us. We don't care.
We don't care. And that's it. It's been the audacity. It's been our pleasure.
Stay audacious.
And we'll see you next week.
You're listening to
The audacity.
Oh,